What's up, Star Wars fans? Today I want to talk about Episode 3 of the Ahsoka series. That's right, I asked you, the community, what you thought was coming in this episode, and as always, you came through with some fantastic speculation. So let's get right into it here with a comment on the community tab from DidDragon7071. They state, I hope we get the Ahsoka and Sabine training scene in this episode. And you make a good point here, DidDragon. We have a lot of footage still from the trailers, and the majority of that is probably going to be from Episode 3. Plus, after Sabine was defeated, it makes a lot of sense that Ahsoka would want to give her some extra training, because after that first episode, it certainly seemed like Sabine was a little rusty. That said, moving back to the community tab, we got Video Game Vigilante stating, I think we'll see the fight between Ahsoka and Baylan from the trailers, and maybe him talking to her about Anakin will trigger flashbacks. After that awesome premiere, I can't wait to see what happens. And certainly a solid prediction here, the fact that Ahsoka and Sabine are trying to recover that map means that Ahsoka and Baylan may very well be facing off in the next episode. That said, when it comes to the flashbacks with Anakin Skywalker, I have heard that he is most likely going to be in Episode 5, which makes a lot of sense because that is the other episode that Dave Filoni is directing, and no doubt he wants an extra level of control when he brings back Hayden Christensen and has Anakin interact with Ahsoka in live action for the first time. But moving on here, back to the community tab, we got the Medieval Man 9. He says, I had picked that Ahsoka and Sabine will recover the map, but I think there's going to be a twist to it. They'll get the map back and know what world they'll have to go to in order to find Ezra. But it'll be too late. Elsbeth will have left before they could stop her. This means that they now have to let Hera and the New Republic know Thrawn is coming. Their efforts will be in vain, of course, forcing Ahsoka, Sabine, and Hera to team up and go into the new galaxy alone in a desperate attempt to stop Thrawn there. But of course, they first need to get past Baylan and Shin, who are trying to stop them from interfering. And that certainly sounds about right to me. It would be pretty awesome if we got Thrawn at the end of Episode 3, maybe just a glimpse of him that we've seen from the trailer walking onto the ship that Morgan Elsbeth has specifically made for him. And if that does actually happen, then the exciting thing is we might actually see Ezra Bridger before the end of this season. But that's probably just wishful thinking. That said, heading back to the community tab, we got Milo Corrigan 7128. He states, I hope we get that Thrawn reveal. And yeah, like I said, I think we might get that at the end of this episode. Though again, I don't think we'll see a whole lot more footage than what we saw in the trailers. But moving on back over to the community tab, we got lesbian Sabine Wren. She states, hopefully we get to see Jason, Hera's son, in this episode. And yeah, I'm not 100% sure that we get to see Jason at all in this series. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see him, but if we do, I think it'll be near the end, when maybe Ezra Bridger reunites with everybody. But again, hopefully I'm wrong on that one. But moving on here, we also have a comment from Casey Collins 7111. They state, I bet they will find the Eye of Sion and board it right as it enters hyperspace. And that would certainly make for a climactic ending as well. And wouldn't it be interesting if Ezra Bridger was ultimately the one to rescue Ahsoka and Sabine from Thrawn? That would certainly be quite the twist. That said, Warwick Van Staden 3139 also had something to say about Ezra. They state, I don't think we'll see Ezra just yet, as cool as it would be to see live action Ezra in person. I think it's too early now, and they need to wait for Episode 5 or 6 for his big reveal. And yeah, certainly I don't think we're going to get Ezra this early. It would make sense that at the end of this episode, maybe we get a reveal of Thrawn, and then we get to see more Thrawn in Episode 4, and then maybe at the earliest we see Ezra in Episode 5, or again, as I've been stating all along, we don't get to see him until the end of the series. That said, another great comment from Khonshu6620. They state Ahsoka and Sabine will fight it out with Shin and Marok on Corvus. And just a reminder that Corvus is where we see Ahsoka in The Mandalorian Season 2. It's a forest planet, and certainly in the trailer we saw a background that looked a lot like Corvus, so wouldn't it be interesting heading back to that planet? That all said, thank you so much for your predictions. I'll be doing a preview video for Monday or Tuesday, and then a review of Episode 3 late Tuesday night. But hey, Star Wars fans, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'm Mike, and remember, the Force will be with you always.